Hello everyone, I am Susanna Raj. I am back here again by invitation of Sudha Jamthe for International Women's Day. And her theme is always womansplaining, a topic that apparently should be easy enough for people to understand, but it seems like many are having a difficulty with that, especially with the entire news debacle around Gemini by Google. I thought I will come back here and do a womansplaining video on why definitions matter. And if you don't define what you are trying to measure, if you don't define your variables of what you're trying to measure, and if you're not trying to define them accurately, then you might be measuring something else entirely. And that's what happened. So let's get back to basics. What is AI? AI, as you know, I have explained in other videos before, but basically it is a statistical algorithm that is trying to reason and predict based on pattern recognition in any given set of data. It is trying to learn from the pattern recognition in any given set of data. What is not AI is anything that repeats itself without deviation. But let's get back to what is generative AI? Generative AI, in my opinion, is production and automation without a lot of prediction and reasoning. As you may have all seen, all of the generative AI tools right now cannot predict and reason for you. It cannot even carry out a conversation with a lot of reasoning in over a long period of time. So let's get back to this year's theme. What is inclusion? Where did Gemini go wrong? Inclusion, if you define it, is the action or state of including or being included within a group or structure. Have you ever been invited to a party but felt that you are not included? You are added on the guest list and you are invited there, but you are not included. And if you know what that feeling is, that is what defines the next two variables, next two definitions that we are going to see now. What is addition? Addition is the action or process of adding something to something else. And what is subtraction? The process or skill of taking away one number or amount from another. Do you know what happened with Gemini? They did addition and subtraction. They used a lot of addition, adding things that they thought were missing, and then they subtracted all the things that they thought should not be there. And then guess what happened? Gemini thought that our founding fathers were actually from another race, and it started making stuff up in order to include people, add people into the data set that it thought was missing. This is not inclusion. This is addition and this is subtraction. It's not inclusion. Inclusion means being invited and into a space where you are included in part of everything that is integral to the existence of that space. That was not there. So this year's International Women's Day is Inspire Inclusion. What is that? It's this, this whole idea, that we are talking about in terms of making AI less biased is making sure that we don't add or subtract things. We don't try to change history or to try to change our presence. Or present days, by adding and subtracting, but by inspiring inclusion in it. And if you still don't know what inclusion is, let's wait for another womansplaining event, and then I will come and explain that in more detail. But as of now, happy International Women's Day. Make sure you are including women today.